It's the outdoor painting competition day. I've been waiting for a quieter time to film this, but it's not quiet ever, so I'm just going for it. It'll get busier later. So I've done my yellow background, I've done my outline, the view I'm painting, that behind me, the art centre behind me. I've only got until just before that. This needs to be in the gallery at 4 o'clock, so I've not got tons of time to do it, and I need to film, I need to paint obviously, so I'm probably not going to film too much, but I'll update you as best I can. Okay, wish me luck.
Put your flat feet on the ground.
Oh yeah, so it's Sunday morning. I'm photographing today. We've not actually talked about photography on this channel yet, but I do freelance photography, mostly sport. And today I'm doing a triathlon, which is a charity triathlon, and I photograph it for free. Have done for 8 years, maybe 6, however long it's been going. Let me photograph it. I'll show you some pictures out later on. Yesterday was a big day, I'm pretty tired. But anyway, so yeah, yesterday was a big day. Quite tiring, surprisingly tiring. But anyway, this triathlon's on for a couple of hours. It's forecast to rain a lot. Anyway, I mostly photograph, well, I only photograph the bikes and running in this bit of the triathlon because it's in the pools inside. So it's too dark really to photograph the swimming. Yeah. So the cyclists come up this hill, up there. They do, I think it's either 10 or 11 laps of campus, and then they run 5k. So it's a mini triathlon, still pretty tricky. I'm not very good at running. I love swimming, love cycling, can't run. Anyway, I'll show you some pictures of this at the end. Hello, welcome to the latest video. I'm at the top of Nicky Nook, which is a little hill in Lancashire. See here, there's a lot of rain behind me, and I thought it was going north, but it's starting to look like it's actually moving towards me, so I thought I'd say something. There's also a bit of rain over there, towards Lancaster, that rain there's. Rainbow there, that's nice. So this is Nicky Nook. This is it's Monday morning this week. Well, do you know what, the rain's coming, so I think I might have to come back to this when I'm back at home. Wilbur's here. Wilbur's having a great time. Definitely about to get soaked from this ankle first. That rain, which I thought was going north, and this deluge, it can only be described as, which I thought was going out to sea, but it turns out both, it's all coming here. So I'm going to be absolutely soaked in a minute. Wish me luck. Bye. The rain's getting closer. Oh, we are definitely going to get caught in it. There's some tree cover down at the bottom, so it won't be too bad. But as you can see, the reservoir needs it, so don't mind the rain. Wilbur's playing in there somewhere, so he'll be getting a good spray when we get home. Yeah, it's raining. We're nearly back at the car. The sun's out a little bit. There is more rain coming in the direction. Ooh, sunshine. There is more rain coming in the direction it last came from. In theory, we've got enough time to get back to the car, but Wilbur's a bit slow because he's tired himself at home. But you're not here for this. You're not here to listen to me talk about the weather and ill-informed raincoat choices. So anyway, let's talk about smart and whatnot. when I get back home. Okay, we're back home. We're dry mostly. We're fed. We're warm. Wilbur's, can't really see him. Wilbur's in his bed. Yeah, that rain was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. Anyway, back home and dry now. Okay, so first of all, I've not got a lot to show you this week. I'm not. So if you're here to see drawing and painting, there isn't a lot of that this week, I'm afraid. What I'm going to talk to you about is what I've learned. I've learned a lot this week, specifically on Saturday. But I'm going to talk to you basically, and then to make up for the fact that I've not shown you much, in a couple of days I'm going to post I've just a video of me drawing, finishing the Newcastle drawing off, and I won't talk at all in that, promise. It's just drawing. But I wanted to share with you some of the thoughts I've had after doing the plein air, the paint Garstang competition, and also just a little bit about what I've been up to. Because I'll be honest, if anything, these vlogs are for me rather than as much as they are for anything else. They're for me to sort of document my own thoughts and processes and whatnot. And I'm learning a lot doing them. And I think that maybe that's a separate video for another day. But anyway, so it's been a busy week. It's been a really busy week. I've been doing work 8 to 6, a couple of days, 4 days a week. So it's been a busy week doing that and doing the Newcastle drawing, which I'll show you in a separate video. Cracking on with that. I really enjoyed doing that. I really enjoyed it. It's just a sketchbook drawing, so it's not perfect, but I've really enjoyed doing it. And then so I mentioned that I do freelance photography, so it's mostly sports and events. Sometimes conferences, things like that. I can't always show you the photos because they're for companies or private events. People haven't necessarily said that they're happy with their picture to be shared on my platforms, etc. So I can't always show you the pictures. On Thursday, I did a series of headshots for a netball team that I work with. I'm not going to show you them, but I can show you some of their match photos probably later on in the year when I do some of their match photography. I also work with a couple of rugby clubs. I work and photograph their matches. I do different events. A lot of them are education events or academic events. So there's not, if I showed you the pictures, there's not a lot to show you. They are very much for publicity for the organisations that hire me to take the pictures. So I also can't really show you that sometimes they've got teachers in or academics or people that don't want their photographs sharing for whatever reason beyond the context. Anyway, not important. So freelance photography, that's something I do. I do landscape photography, but that's mostly just for me. I do have prints for sale on my website if you're interested in any of those. Landscape photography prints. If I take a particularly good picture, I think, hey, people might want to buy that, I pop it on my website. What else? Of course, the biggest thing of the weekend or the week, we've been building up to it for a while, was the plein air paint Garstang competition, which was on Saturday, and we've been building up to that for a while. A couple of videos ago, we went and looked around to see where we might stand to get a good view to draw from, to paint from, and so we chose that a couple of weeks ago. We had to tell the art centre where we were going to be based. I'll be honest, I filmed when I first got there, and then I didn't have time to film for the rest of the day. It was busy. 7 hours to paint a painting is not a long time. I learned a lot of lessons. I met a lot of people, a lot of lovely people. A lot of people took my photograph, which was wild. I'm normally the one taking the pictures, so it was a bit crazy to have a lot of people asking. So the competition, we set up at 9 a.m. As I said, we set up at 9 a.m. We had 7 hours to do we had to finish at 4. We had to have our painting back in at the art centre by 4. The art centre is based in Garstang, a village not far from where I live, not far at all. I've never done anything with them before. I will be doing. I think I'm going to join. I'm going to do more with them. Really lovely group of people. There's a lot of creative people in this area for a very small area. There's a lot of creative people, and it was great to meet them and to be involved and to do that. So I've never done anything like it before. but I will be doing it again, and I will be joining the arts centre. It was really good. So I'll show you the painting. If, like I said before, if you follow me on any social media, you'll have already seen this painting, but I just thought I'd cover it up for some sort of air of mystery. So here it is. It is not finished. It isn't. It's nowhere near finished. I got it to a state that I was happy to hand it into and say, this is a 7-hour painting. I don't know about other people. I know a number of people handed in what they said was a finished piece. A lot of them, looking at them, I wouldn't know how to improve them. They were amazing. They were definitely finished pieces. The lady that won, hers was a watercolour piece. Hers is definitely finished. I don't know what she'd add to it. The guy that came third, he walked past me halfway through the day, said he was done for the day. He was an older guy. It's like an abstract landscape, beautiful blues and greens, incredible. It was my favourite one, that one actually. When he walked past me and he showed it me as he walked past, I was like, why am I carrying on? You've won. He was really good. And the guy that came second, I think if I was him, I'd be happy saying that was a finished piece. But I can also see that he might have got it to a state where he was happy to submit it and then work on it later. So what we can do now is, so we displayed them at the end of the day, and they said, they picked 3 winners. They picked first, second and third. And that was, you sort of handed them in as a 7-hour piece. And now we can all take them away and finish them and hand them back into Garstang Arts Centre on the 20th of September. And then we hand them in finished, and then they'll exhibit them for a week. And I think there's like a people's choice vote as well, maybe. And they will be in an exhibition from the 23rd of September until the 16th of October. So what I'm going to do now is finish this. I'm going to try and get it done this week, because there's other things I need to get done. Get it done as soon as possible. It's the 8th today, so I've got a while, but there is quite a lot to do on it. So what is there to do on it? There's this whole area isn't nearly finished. Like I say, I got the whole thing to a state where it was done for 7 hours. So this whole area, a lot more detail. I've just sort of put the basic colours and shape in. I need to go in and make this an actual bush. This is a bush. These are metal. These are metal sculptures. I need to make them more clear. This was a really lovely yellow, it was almost like mini sunflowers or big yellow daisies sort of plant. These need finishing. I just sort of put the pink in. There was like lovely little vines creeping around. A really nice like purpley maroon plant here that I need to put in. The trees had loads of branches coming off it. It wasn't like this at all. It had loads of branches really coming in, which is partly why I like this view so much, was because the tree really nicely framed it. I want to paint the brickwork into the arts centre. This is the arts centre building. You didn't have to paint the arts centre building, remember, I just chose to. There's loads more to be done. The windows, the roof, you could hardly see the roof actually in the actual reference because of these branches. There's a lot to do here. It all needs tidying up. The leaf litter, because the leaves are starting to fall, there's a lot more of that going on. Basically, it's the detail. It's the detail that's missing. The basic shape, the basic colour is all there, but there's a lot of detail to now go into. So that'll be what I'm starting to do. So what did I learn? I went into this not expecting to win. So what I've learned is I should have drawn it. I shouldn't have painted. Like I say, I enjoy painting. I normally paint landscapes. If I'm going to paint, it's a landscape. It's a big mountain, something like that, or a view like over the Lake District. I've done that one painting of the houses, that one painting of Castle Hill in Lancaster that I've shown you. That took a long time. That wasn't a quick one, and I still look at that and think it's not finished. I've done that one small oil painting of St Paul's Cathedral, which I think I showed way back in the first ever video I did. I don't normally, if I paint buildings, and I haven't done this for a while, I've painted them using charcoal and emulsion, white emulsion paint. And they were always quite cool. They're quite abstract though, and they're quite a bit bleak, maybe. I don't think they would have gone well with this judging crowd, maybe. I don't know. But they're also quite big was another thing. So I should have drawn it. I should have picked a smaller thing to work from. Maybe one building or one part of one building. I should have drawn it. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to draw maybe charcoal, but probably graphite pencil. I picked this view because it's got, remember we talked about it in the original when we chose it, it's got the in thing there. It was nicely framed by the trees. I liked this bit. It's got lots of colour in it. They were the things I chose. That was too much to try and fit into 7 hours, and I know that now. I had no idea before. Now I know that. I'm a new person. So yeah, I was a bit, I went a bit too big with it, and probably too, this doesn't make sense. It was too big of a scene on too small of a canvas. If I'd have got a huge canvas, I could have done it really abstract, like palette knives, big swooshy marks. But you can't do that on a canvas this size. So I either needed to make it a bigger canvas with bigger marks to fit the big picture, or smaller and done a smaller area and drawn it. They were the two. Basically, that's it. Much bigger or much smaller. This medium size doesn't work for me, I think, is what I've learned here. Not all the time for this particular view. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that's what I've learned. Yeah. That's what I've learned. Something else I've learned is to be sat down. So I'm sat down right now on my chair that I use for my easels. The view I had was stood up. I chose it stood up. I painted it stood up. So this was full upright all day. And it's not quite the height I needed it to be at. It was only like 2 inches lower than what I'd normally have had it at. So I was just a little bit stooped all day. I was stood up for 7 hours. I did feel it. I was exhausted. I was physically and emotionally exhausted on Sunday. And there's a little clip that I filmed yesterday when I was at the triathlon that I watched back before, and I was like, yeah, you look exhausted. You look tired there. So yeah, so that's another thing I've learned, is to be sat down. Absolutely to be sat down. I don't need to be stood up all day. So draw it, be sat down, smaller area. That's what I've learned. So I'm sorry that this video has been me talking mostly, and a little bit of us on a hike this morning. But I think on Saturday I went out there not knowing what to expect. I thought I'd have a bit more time to film. I thought I might even be able to put up a tripod and film myself painting a bit, but I forgot to take a tripod. And also my phone would have run out of battery. But I hope this has been insightful, and to make up for it, to make up for me talking endlessly, because I'm still talking now, I'm acknowledging it, I'm still talking. I will just put a video of me drawing up in a couple of days, just in silence. I'll just put a bit of music on it, and you can just watch that drawing happen. Next week's video will probably be me finishing this off. I'll start working on that through the week. And after that, we need to crack on with the next drawing for the next gallery competition, which is going to be a bigger felt drawing. So the felt drawing we've just finished, but bigger. Not the same bit of felt, a different bit of felt. Anyway, that's what's coming up. I need to get another how-to out. I didn't manage to get a how-to done this week. There was just too much going on. So I'll get some more of those coming out. Okay, I'm going to stop talking at you because you're bored. If you're still here, well done. Thanks for listening to my thought process. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a little thumbs up as well if you fancy it. That'd be lovely, thank you. Keep an eye out for, if you subscribe, you'll get a notification when the Newcastle sketch drawing thing comes out. And yeah, thank you. Enjoy your week. Bye bye.